Okay.
Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
And we give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez, and in tonight's game plan, as we don the return of the UAAP women's volleyball, it's time to get a sneak peek from season 84 correspondents Bel Gregorio and Gab Reyes.
We catch up with Philippine swimming team member Jasmine Alcalde to find out the latest on the national squad. And we go inside the game with Filipino football players Haley Long and Carly Friles as our national athletes gear up for the 2022 Southeast Asian Games. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game.
We are just days away from the much-anticipated return of the UAAP Season 84 Women's Volleyball Tournament. I'm all smiles. We're all smiles.
Yes, sir.
Now, to give us a preview of first the UE Lady Red Warriors, the NU Lady Bulldogs, the FEU Lady Tamaraos, and the UST Golden Tigresses, we have our hard-working and good-looking UAAP
Super
correspondents,
hardworking.
Gab Reyes and Bel Gregorio. Gab and Bel, well, it's good to see you again. Long time no see.
You always see each other. I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Well, you too. You get to see them a lot.
I see them on TV, which is actually how it should be, but it's all great.
Yeah, but it's not your first time here at the game, so
Yes.
you're very comfortable in those seats. Now, let's get to the conversation about UE. Let's start with UE. I heard there's so many new things, especially from the top for the Lady Warriors, Gab.
Yeah, well, just like the basketball team, they're in the same process of rebuilding. They have a new coach, Coach Ronwald, or Jambo, as he
Yeah.
likes to be called, Dimocolangan.
Yeah.
Who's actually the brother of the NU head coach, which Bel will talk about later.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a new system that he's trying to instill in his players. They have only 6 mainstays and the rest are rookies, so the players are still adapting and adjusting to his system. And when I asked them what his focus was, his sistema nila, and they know they're all lacking height this season, so they're really focusing, and coach is really focusing on the defensive end of
Yeah.
the volleyball court, or the reception. And
Yeah, but that just makes sense. When their lack of height is there defensively, you have to be sound. Pero syempre, when you go through this team, historically speaking, they haven't done the best, or at least records-wise, hasn't really been there for them. But if I'm not mistaken, the team captain right now wants to change that in the upcoming season.
yeah, Coach Rhea Manalo is the team captain now, and she really just wants to have she wants this UE volleyball team to be known as consistent, as positive, and she really wants to shape the perspective
Yeah.
of the audience, the UAAP audience on the UE women's volleyball team. So that's really what she's trying to change in the team culture, at least.
Well, you mentioned it a while ago, so there's a Di Makulangan in UE.
Yes.
There's also another one in NU. So there's going to be another sibling rivalry in the UAAP.
Diba? Pumaren versus Pumaren, Rosella
Oo.
versus Rosella, and now?
Sobrang family affair. Yeah, but Belle, you have the lowdown on all of that from the NU end. How is it going over there?
Well, there's someone new calling the shots for the NU Lady Bulldogs, Coach Coral Di Makulangan. A lot of changes in the team, especially with their 5 key losses, including Risa Sato, of course. But then NU really takes pride in their continuity and their consistency because their rookie pool, the girls there are from Nazareth School.
Yes.
So they dominated the UAAP Season 82 high school tournament. And 2-time juniors MVP Micaela Belen will be suiting up this season 84. So that's something that they're always looking forward to. They're really looking forward to. And they are well guided by their holdovers, their veterans, including their team captain, Princess Robles.
No, these are players who have already started to blossom in
Yes.
that last year when we actually had a year of UAP volleyball. Champions in high school, so a lot of them, national team, have semi-pro experience, so a lot of people waiting up for them. Now, how were they in terms of the training? What's the situation? What's the setup for NU?
Well, they told me that their life is really like circular. It's
Okay.
just going to from the dorms, they go to the gym and then dorm and gym. But when they do have time, they eat together and they watch movies. So that's really been
pa sila.
a way
Okay.
to bond for the girls.
In other words, we don't eat together enough. Boom. We don't watch movies together.
We should start.
We have
We
to
should
start
start.
doing that.
We're not circular.
We're not circular at all. No. But of course, right now we have to move on talking about the youth. We talked about the youth for NU. Now we're going to talk about the youth of FEU because rookie-laden team this time around, Gab. And when you have a young team, there's going to be a lot of development. But there's a lot of excitement with this group for FEU.
Yeah, I got to talk to them also just yesterday and a while ago this morning. And they're really excited to be with head coach George Pascua.
Yeah.
He's also the head coach of the PLDT High Speed Hitters.
Right.
And when they showed me and they've been adapting to the bubble life, and Ana de Guzman got to show me the wide space of their bubble space, and grabe talaga. But I've been asking them how was it learning from their seniors like Ibon, right? And on and off the court, the seniors they really just every detail of Coach George's system they teach, and they're very patient with the rookies. And yeah, the rookies are just really enjoying their time in FEU.
You mentioned Laika, the last time we saw her, she was one of the young ones, but now she's going to be one of the veterans,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
For them, that lefty, I'm such a big fan, and I'm happy that I suppose she's healthy
Yes.
for FEU.
Yes, she's gonna be suiting up this season.
All right, that's great. And we saw them yesterday.
Yes,
All
they
right,
watched the game.
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. Okay, and speaking of somebody who is now turned into a veteran, Ea Laure, tell us about UST, tell us about Ea, tell us about what you found out about.
Okay, well, Ea is stepping up as the game captain of UST. UST will have 2 captain balls this season, Maggie Mangulabnan and Ea. So Maggie's going to be their team captain, and then their game captain is Ea. Now, the coach of UST still remains to be Coach Kung Fu Reyes. Like NU, UST also has 5 key losses, including, of course, EJ Laure.
And of course, syempre, nakabubble din sila.
Yes.
And the bubble activities, they vary from team to team. So how's UST doing?
UST is staying in their campus, and because of that wide campus, they have the opportunity to go swimming together, to eat samgyeopsal together inside. So that's very interesting for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, because that is a huge campus.
Yeah, it is, and I'm excited for them. They're roaring to get back. You know that they want to get that championship while Ea is there, so
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
Yeah, let's see how they will do in the upcoming volleyball tournament. Guys, thank you very much for joining
Thank
us.
you.
You're doing a great job
pleasure.
in the basketball.
Awesome
It's
job,
great to
yeah.
hear volleyball as well from the both of you. So we're going to get to hear from more from you two very soon again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, after the break, we'll catch up with Philippine national team swimmer Jasmine Alcalde as she gives us the latest on the team's preparations for the upcoming Southeast Asian Games. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Game. FIBA officials have begun their ocular visits to the Philippine venues of the upcoming World Cup 2023. The delegation started their week-long inspection at the SM Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay, followed by a visit to the Philippine Arena in Bulacan. FIBA World Cup Executive Director David Crocker says this is done to maintain the world-class standards for the highly anticipated staging of the tournament in August.
The visit's all about making sure that we plan well for a great experience. So we want the best players in the world to come. And when they come, they've got to have a great experience. So they go home, they talk about what a great time it was in the Philippines. And it's the same with the public. We want to make sure that it's a great venue, that when the public are able to walk around, that they have a great experience, we have a great line of seating for them. So it's all about making sure that we provide the best possible experience here in the Philippines for the people from around the world who are either going to watch on television or buy the tickets and come here to the game.
Meanwhile, the 31st Southeast Asian Games are fast approaching, and our Philippine swimming team is looking to bring glory to flag and country once again. Joining us tonight is a member who's responsible for a lot of shiny little medals, shiny little hardware that won by Team Philippines last time around.
Yeah. We love that.
I like that. Jasmine Alcalde. Jasmine, how are you doing?
Hi, doing good. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great. Jasmine, I know right now that you're in a hotel, you're getting ready, you're training, trying to get closer to where you need to train. So how's the team doing, and just how difficult it is training in the middle of a pandemic, especially since competitions are hard to come by right now?
I think mostly I could speak for the local swimmers, just because that's my experience and that's what I see. We try to cope with what has been coming our way recently, especially with the beginning of the pandemic. Pools are being closed, gyms are closed, so it's really hard to maintain that level of fitness. And also traveling for a year and a half was very difficult. You're not able to go anywhere and compete. A lot of countries, we actually asked a lot of countries if I could compete during the pandemic, and syempre, they can't allow that with all the rules being placed. So we just make do with what we have here, and I think naman as Filipinos, we're very resilient, so I'm not super worried, but there's definitely a lot of challenges. So for me, especially, this SEA Games would be really, really special, because honestly, for me, it would take a miracle, just because knowing how I prepared for 2019 compared to now. I mean, I still worked hard, still gave it my all, but with the circumstances that we can't control, you know, you never know. So yeah. I believe in miracles, so I'm just like, yeah.
I thought you were going to bust into a song.
No.
Right there. But judging from the video that we just saw, Paula, and the training, you look really, really fit, and hopefully training is going well. But you talked about the Philippine team. Jasmine, can you give us like a little bit of an update of the composition of the team, the old faces, the new faces? Can you tell us?
I think most of the team in 2019 will be coming back. Well, okay, maybe not most, half for sure.
All right.
Half will be coming back, and I think there will be 2 to 4 new swimmers that are part of the team, but 90% of the team is actually foreign athletes. So some of them we don't really see as much. They train and live in the US, and so we don't really know much about their training. So yeah, that's all of them based in the US.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just will see them at the SEA Games.
Jazz, obviously right now, since I know you can't speak about how some of our foreign-based athletes are preparing, or even how their prospects are for the upcoming Southeast Asian Games, but then I want to ask about you, because you had quite the haul for yourself last time around. If I'm not mistaken, fewer events for yourself this time, but how are you feeling about your events in particular?
I think it would be different, just because I swam so much the last time. Now it would be nice to actually focus on a few events, and hopefully, have the energy, kasi mas onti na lang yung events. But then again, I'm a lot older now, so we'll see. I don't know. But I mean, I know the team is strong. I know based on their times, that's why they've qualified to be part of the team, especially the ones abroad. Their times are ranked high in the Southeast Asian region. So even if they haven't competed with us, the times that they did in the US is at par with like the top in Southeast Asia. So, I mean, for them and me, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, well, before we let you go, Jasmine, we would love to find out what is your personal goal then? What's your target?
Well, obviously, I want to get a gold medal because
Yes.
it's been X years since I've done.
Like 4 of them, maybe? No pressure.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But I mean, I don't know. As an athlete, syempre, you want the best. You want, like what you said, 4 gold medals.
Right.
But really, I also just want to get a medal. You know, there's like that, and also you also just want to get something.
Of course.
So I think that range of I just want a medal.
Right.
But if I medal, syempre, I prefer it would be gold. So that would be my goal.
Jazz, we are very excited
Yeah.
for what you could bring to the pool. And I know, I have a feeling you're going to surprise yourself, and we're all going to be surprised alongside you. And hopefully that is a spot on the podium ready for you waiting in Vietnam. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And when we return, our SEA Games stories continue as we go inside the game with Filipino football players Ali Long and Carly Friels. Keep it here. You're watching The Game.
Now, joining me here is Hailey Long and Carly Friles of our Philippine Women's National Football team in, I'm assuming, very sunny Australia. And really just going to work there with your camp and all of that. Hailey, I want to ask you first, obviously, this preparation going to the Southeast Asian Games, it feels like it's the most prepared the team is going into this type of tournament. How has your build-up been? And of course, how are you girls doing there down under?
We're all doing great here. We've actually had a bit of sunny weather compared to all the rain they've had, so we've been lucky there. But super grateful to have the PFF and Mr. Chang allow us to train at the Wanderers new facility. The pitches are amazing. Even with full rain, like it's not like there's no flooding or anything like that. So we're super lucky and grateful to be here, to be closer to where our coaches are from and to experience it all and get all the fresh air here too.
Hailey, Carly has gotten to the habit of scoring goals. What's up? Scoring goals, rather. What's up with that?
It's good. I'm really proud of her. I think it's a really full circle moment for Carly, her being on the youth team, and then seeing her now on the senior team doesn't make me feel any older. It makes me feel really proud of her to see her scoring goals up there.
Carly, you were entered this team as one of the relatively new ones. Well, at least compared to Hailey, just to highlight that again. But how has your development been there in Australia? Again, scoring goals has now become more regular to you, especially with the friendlies you girls have had recently.
I think it's been really good for me individually to be here and get all the training in that I can before this tournament. So we just have really good competition, and we kind of joke that 2 months ago, half the shots I had, I wouldn't have scored, because I've just sort of built such a better confidence and really have just been improving, getting all this training and competition. And so it's been really nice to be here.
Hailey, this team, you've seen it evolve. You've seen girls like Carly come in, and obviously there are some new faces coming in as well. I always talk to Ina about trying to keep that culture of being proud of what the national team has been about for all these years. How has that continued in Australia?
I think we've just kind of taken it to the next level. It's nice, and we're super grateful to have the opportunity to travel and play in a bunch of different countries, because we always find, or we don't always find, the Pinoys always find us wherever we go, whether we're in Qatar, and especially here in Australia, we've had a big group of Filipino support, and that definitely helps us feel like we're at home no matter where we are, whether it's back home in the Philippines or here. So that's really nice to feel and make us feel and remind us and feel proud of what we're representing no matter where we are in the world. We feel it online, we feel it here in Australia, even just at our training camps and our friendlies here. We feel that Pinoy pride, and we get to take it home with us, and home is wherever we are. And right now it's in Australia, so we're just building that, and we're honestly getting really excited for SEA Games now that it's getting...
Carly, the expectations for this national team has obviously risen because of the fact that you are now qualified for the FIFA Women's World Cup. Do you feel that the team has that pressure, that understanding, the expectation? How are you dealing with that type of label that you are a team that's qualified for a World Cup, and now going to the SEA Games, a lot's expected from you girls?
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely some pressure, but I think we handle it well and kind of turn it more into motivation. This isn't just come about, it didn't just happen for no reason. We earned it, and we still have so much more to do, but we're taking this expectation and we're going to work towards it and just do everything we can to get better and really show that we can compete in the World Cup and we can fight and do our best.
Haley, what do you tell the girls, or what have you girls talked about, or even with the coaching staff, about what you expect from yourselves going into the Southeast Asian Games?
Well, specifically for Southeast Asian Games, we definitely have to, I think I've said this before, like prove ourselves to show that it wasn't just luck that we got into the World Cup. Like Carly said, we earned it. We worked really hard because that was our goal. And now that we achieved it, it was like all the way up here, but we still have a bunch of stuff in between that we need to settle and take care of. And that's SEA Games coming up, that's AFF, that's Asian Games. We just have to solidify our place in Southeast Asia because we did in Asia. So it only makes sense to do that in Southeast Asia. So SEA Games will help us prove that.
Haley, you know how it feels to be the team that's hunting the big fish, and all of a sudden you're now the hunted. Obviously, that label is there because of the qualification to the World Cup. Has that entered your minds at all, especially with veterans like you who have been part of the evolution of this national team so far?
It's a little surreal to at least hear you say that and think of it like that, because I've always considered us the underdog in every tournament we're in or situation. So to feel like we've bridged that gap a little bit more in Southeast Asia and Asia, it motivates me to just keep getting better and better, because that's where like our growth is headed. Like we have to keep rising to the occasion, no matter what tournament or qualification it might be, whether it's a friendly or not. Like we have to show up every day and get better to reach our personal goals, our team goals, our short-term goals that we have set for ourselves.
Carly, obviously your parting words now, especially with the team going into Southeast Asian Games. So what can we expect from you girls once you get to Vietnam?
I think you can expect us to give it our all, to work our hardest and get some wins for our country and fight for the country and just fight, do our best. We're gonna win.
And girls, congratulations again for what you're doing there so far. And I cannot wait personally to see you girls in Vietnam. And hopefully you end up on top of that podium for the first time ever in Philippine sporting history.
That's Haley Long and Carly Freeles. We wish our Filipina football players, the best of luck in the upcoming 2022 Southeast Asian Games. Now, meantime, badminton fans, don't miss out because the best in Asia are here in the Philippines. The Badminton Asia Championships 2022 is currently happening and will run until May 1 at the Muntinlupa Sports Complex. Catch the games live as tickets will be available via Ticketnet. Thank you for joining us. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
I'm Paulo Del Rosario. This has been The Game.